So my course that I took over in England was all about the history, the archaeology, the anthropology of different periods throughout England's history. The ancient time periods, Roman time periods, and medieval time periods as well. So we got to see all this archaeology and all this history as we're walking down the streets of London and York. It felt more like I was a part of the history instead of just looking at it from a textbook.
The course covers a broad spectrum of British prehistory and history. There are some places that I take students that they're expecting to see, like Stonehenge, but then I take them off the beaten path to places that they haven't heard of. And so when we go to a place like West Kent Longbarrow, this great late Neolithic 5-chambered burial tomb, and you can actually go inside that tomb and start to build context around what was going on at that period, about 4,000 or so years BC in England, and what does it mean in the larger sense, and how can archaeology inform us of that?
Everything was so compact. You're walking through different stages of history as you're walking down the streets. You are going to Jorvik Viking Center and you're learning about the Vikings, and then 2 blocks down the road is Clifford's Tower, and you're learning more about medieval times.
In London, you can see the Roman period right through the medieval period and post-medieval period literally in a few blocks. I want them to understand that archaeology is a lens through which we can understand the human condition. Those people are gone. The artifacts that they left are the only things that are tangible aspects of their life story, and the archaeologist is the one who can best tell that story. So I want them to get that as we do this. And I think going to places like England, when we're talking about a Stonehenge or an Avebury, they can be in the middle of it and understand it.
You think you know everything, you think you know the lineage, but being fully immersed in the experience, you become part of that history at that point, and you understand their impacts on their people and their time impact us and how we think, how our cities are built, why we do the things that we do. It impacts everything, and you don't really see that until you're there living and learning it.
I think it's very important to learn about history, and especially the way that we do that through archaeology, because it puts in perspective, it can put in perspective like where you came from or where a lot of the ideas in our modern culture come from. By seeing these things in person, you're able to kind of visualize it a lot better than in like a textbook or in a lecture. I mean, those things can be good, but to apply those to a physical place and to things you can actually see and feel really makes it tangible.
I don't think my Longwood experience would have been complete without studying abroad.
I would highly recommend students take a study abroad course. It's one of like my favorite classes I've taken at Longwood. It's so much fun, and you also get to learn a lot at the same time.
I am a huge fan of study abroad. I'm a product of study abroad. I very quickly came to appreciate the value of that experience and how it shaped me intellectually. It shaped me as an academic. It really added to my skill set just as a human being, how to go out in the world and interact with people. Get outside your comfort zone, try something new, and see how it works out. You get this camaraderie, and you get some friendships that I think develop in that experience that transcend the experience. I think that's what you can get from study abroad. I also think it's just something that you get at Longwood. You build relationships with people that are long-lasting. There's great content, there's really cool places that we're gonna go see and experience, but sort of underpinning all of that are the relationships that are forming between the various students on the course and the faculty in those courses.